G'day, and welcome back to another episode of the Bear of Bull Market Boulevard. Today we're going to be talking about something that is unfortunately not a lot of fun for people who have to pay a lot of tax. We're going to be talking about the Australian taxation system for income tax. So we're not going to be talking about company tax or anything along these lines, purely income tax for Australian residents. Now, in Australia, we have sort of what's called a ladder system. So you pay a certain amount of tax based on how much you earn. So get out of your mind if you're ever thinking, hey, I earn $180,000. I saw in the news that everyone over XYZ amount pays 45% tax on all the money they earn. No. So what you actually pay tax on is certain amounts tiered up until $180,000 in Australia at this stage. It will change, more than likely. So let's delve into the basics. So between 0 and 18,200, you don't actually pay any tax. So if you're a part-time worker, casual worker, someone maybe at uni or whatever you're doing, part-time job, anything along these lines, between 0 and $18,200, you do not pay any tax. In the event that your employer has withheld tax, you'll get all of that money back during your tax return. Between 18,200 and 45,000, you'll pay 19 cents or 19% tax. Between $45,000 and $120,000, you will pay 32.5 cents for each dollar or 32.5% tax. Between 120 and 180, 37% or 37 cents for each dollar. And then everything over $180,000, so between $180,000 and $500, a million, $10 million if you're on basic income tax, you are paying 45 cents to each dollar or 45%. So very important note here, if you are earning $200,000 a year and you're obviously over that $180,000 bracket, you are not paying 45 cents for each dollar you earn between 0 and 180 or 200,000. You are paying the tiered taxation system. So if you want more information of that and go into a little bit more detail, you can come to the ATO website. It actually goes straight off. If you Google income tax rate for Australia 2023, it'll come up with this. And if you click this little link down here, it'll take you straight to the ATO and help you better understand what you're paying. So a really good example of this is we're going to use you're earning $120,000. So if you were earning $120,000 a year in Australia, you would be paying $29,467 in tax. And then every dollar over that until $180,000, you're paying 37 cents. Now, this doesn't take into consideration things like HEX and other little things that may be involved within your tax or tax returns. So the best way to get a really good indication of how much tax you're actually going to pay is going to a website like Pay Calculator. Now, I've used Pay Calculator a lot in the past. The reason being is it's not 100% accurate, but it's not far off. So let's do a really good example. We're not going to do 120,000 because if we did 120 grand, I feel like we would get or try and get as close to this number as possible. But let's go a little bit different. Let's go $100,000 annually, no bonuses, no pro rata overtime, anything like this. Salary includes superannuation. Yes, it does. And student loan, we'll say in this case, we do not have a student loan. So in this case, our taxable income on a weekly basis would be $1,923.08. Fortnightly, $3,846.15. Monthly, $833.33, and annually $100,000, with a superannuation contribution of $211.54 per week, and so forth, fortnightly, monthly, annually, and the tax you pay. So what you end up with in your pocket per week if you are earning $100,000 is $1,442.08, $2,884.15 if you were to be paid fortnightly and monthly, so forth. Now, this is a really great calculator because what it actually does is it takes into consideration all the little things that you're not really thinking of. And in this case, it's only two little things. So income tax and Medicare. So with that in regard, let's jump back up and pretend. And the only reason I say pretend is A lot of people don't have a HEX debt, but at the same token, I mean, I'm one of those people that do. So I'd like to know, what does it cost, or what's my actual salary if I have a HEX debt? So let's tick that little button there and see what happens to that. Pretty big difference. So in the event you did have a HEX debt, your employer or whoever is paying you will take out an additional amount of funds, which will be automatically calculated through whatever software they're using. In this case, if it was weekly, $115 for someone earning $100,000 a year, $230 for someone earning fortnightly, and $498 for someone earning monthly. So it's a big difference, $500. So which is close to, or just shy of $6,000 a year in the event you were earning $100,000 a year. So if you wanted to calculate what you will get after tax, very simply put, if you wanted to calculate it yourself, type into Google income tax rates for Australia 2023, find whatever income you are on. So let's say you are, let's make it very simple and say you are on $70,000. So we know between 18 and 45,000, you are paying $5,092 Australian. And now what we need to do is between 45 and 70. So just remove the $1, let's just round it up. So 45 to 70, which is $25,000, you are paying 32.5%. So what we would do in this case is we would jump over and get our little calculator out. So if we have the option of $25,000 times, and remember that's 0.325, $8,125. So let's remember that number. So what we have is 8,125 plus 5,092. $13,217. So in the event you were earning $70,000 a year based on current taxation in Australia 2023, 2024, you would pay that amount. Now, that is a very, very basic tool to calculate. Look, I've just used Google and calculator on Google as well. I actually quickly tried to jump into the Apple calculator, but for some reason it won't let me search it while we're in the video. But essentially, it is quite easy to calculate yourself, but regardless of that, even easier way, pay calculator. Look, it's a very simple website. Put in your income, do you have a HEX debt, anything along these lines, and it will give you quite an accurate number. So this was a very basic video to help you understand what you're paying in tax, but also to help you understand what your take-home pay would be if you were to earn certain amounts of money. I know a lot of people think they're applying for jobs or something along these lines, and they're like, oh, I wonder how much I'd earn if I was on 150, let's do $180,000 a year. And they look down here and, okay, so my take-home pay on a weekly basis would be $2,397. Let's just round off, $2,400 a week. So this is a great website just for those sort of basic calculations. You can use it for yourself, for real-life scenarios, or even just for, educational purposes. I hope everyone enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions or anything along those lines, feel free to add it into the comments. But otherwise, thank you very, very much for watching as always. Have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys.